Tracking the tropics, all eyes on a disturbance tonight.
Storm Team 5 Chief Meteorologist Steve Weigel tracking it for you. Steve, could have a major impact on a holiday weekend?
Yes, it could, Michael and Kelly, as it continues to get better organized the next couple of days and eventually drifts into the Gulf of Mexico and has about a 50-50 chance of becoming a tropical storm or depression out 4 and 5 days from now. That was upgraded from the Hurricane Center earlier tonight. There's the latest on it. It's near stationary. The low is just off the coast of Central America, very close to Belize, but almost all of the convection, the thunderstorm activity, the energy from this is displaced to the east. In the short term, that is expected to continue, but as we get into Friday and Saturday and the low drifts into the Gulf over some very warm water, it is expected to get better organized and intensify. And you'll notice out Friday and Saturday, we're on the outer fringes of this with some gusty winds and some heavy rain bands, the outer feeder bands of what could become a tropical storm. The computer model guidance, well, not much guidance at all at this point. The European model and several others bring it almost due north through the weekend with a landfall possible around New Orleans. Other models like the GFS drifts it closer to the west coast of Florida, where it would have more of an impact here in our area with heavier rain and a little stronger winds. Really two scenarios at this point. We probably won't have a really good idea until Thursday, maybe early Friday, on the exact track of this and just what the impact will be. Either way, it does look like it'll bring us some messy weather before at least the start of the holiday weekend. We're going to talk more about that, more on the tropical weather pattern, and some sunshine on the way too, when we can expect it coming up.
Who can forget this sight? Toxic sheets of blue-green algae coated parts of the St. Lucie River during the summer of 2016.
Now, local scientists fear we could soon be seeing algae blooms, though smaller because of the recent wet weather. News Channel 5's Megan McRoberts live in Martin County to explain why. Megan?
Well, Michael, scientists here in Martin County and up in St. Lucie County both tell me that they are noticing some pretty major changes in our water quality, saying that loads of nutrients have been pouring now into our local waterways because of this rainy weather. They say the only thing really keeping these algae blooms from thriving is the sunshine.
Hey, buddy. What do you think?
Looking out toward the Indian River Lagoon, Dr. Edie Witter with Orca fears this view might soon be a little less welcoming.
We're looking at a potential for probably smaller algae blooms.
Recent downpours across the Treasure Coast are flooding the local waterways with fresh water. The rain sending runoff loaded with nutrients like phosphorus and nitrogen into local canals, which feed toxic algae blooms.
We're watching very closely right now because we think it's a higher likelihood.
She said the algae bloom threat stands without Lake Okeechobee releases.
But, you know, when that happens, then we could get the kind of thing that we had in 2016. So that's the big concern.
But Dr. Witter says a break in the gloomy weather might also raise the chance for toxic conditions.
The concern is that this cloud cover will break. We'll get a whole string of bright sunny days that are going to superheat the water. There won't be much wind, and that's when you get a big algae bloom.
So what is the best case scenario?
It would be great if we didn't have to have any dumps from Lake Okeechobee, because that definitely throws things seriously out of whack.
The Army Corps of Engineers has been having discussions as to whether or not it needs to release any water from Lake Okeechobee, but no decisions have been made just yet. The current lake level is around 14 feet. Reporting live, I'm Megan McRoberts, WPTV News Channel 5.